I'm back. The turning animations work. I fixed it. I forgot that it was because get turn doesn't work in multiplayer. You have to do your own input axis thing. So that's working. Actually, I wonder if clients can see each other turning. It's too cool. So you can see it's not perfect. It is pretty good. I basically just have to check what's up with that RepNotify setting the movement mode for why it looks like they're still swimming there. But yeah, let me see. Turning to the left, turning to the right. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to fix set rotation. Isn't setting correctly. It's got it like backwards here. It's not setting the rotation. Unless I go like this. Yeah. Alright. Actually, well, I guess since the controller isn't I wonder if I just do like if you're supposed to be turning, then I want to set your rotation manually. I think maybe I'm doing it on the third-person blueprint already. It's something I've already come across. Oh, I'm already on the third-person blueprint. I thought I was on the horse. Hey, wait, what? Oh my god, they're separate tabs now. How did that happen? Get on there. Okay. So I have a set actor rotation here. But I don't believe this is being done on the horse character. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on the horse there. That's for the turning thing when you're not. Yeah, that's okay. I guess I could try that, but that's technically not running when you just are turning normally. Controller's rotation, yaw. Rotation movement. Because you're using controller rotation, so when you... Well, let me just try this again. I want to see without the horse if you replicate the correct turning direction, because you should be. I think I do something on the horse and in Blueprint where I like had to turn it around for something, so maybe that's triggering. I bet you that's triggering somehow. I'm just not. It's like some other issue. So I had like some spam email. It was actually a phishing email. I thought it was a real email from my fucking sorry, my credit card bank or whatever. It was very convincing. It was like from their domain. So I called to double check. That's why I had to go offline for a bit there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I already know what the deal is here. So let me just. It's on the horse here. To be honest, I don't remember what it was that I have inverted. And it's going to be kind of hard to find. I think the turning axis thing. Or the direction. It's not a lot on here. Maybe not then. Alright, let's compare client turn. Yes, turning is fine as the character. So I gotta figure out what I'm doing differently here. I'm guessing... But that shouldn't be for this part. That's only when you right-click on the side like that. That's when I do set actor rotation. So maybe it's somewhere on the horse. Well, it's using controller rotation, so here's the problem. If I mount up and I start turning, it's like it does sort of read it, but nope, not really. Now it's like over there. It's like, what's going on? But if I go like this, again, it's working on the client side for that. Like what? It's really bizarre. This is the only time it's being run. general settings, there's some replication stuff that I haven't done. Character movement networking. Okay, it's disabled. Everything else is the same. Ignore client movement. Arrow checks on correction. Yeah, okay, that's a temporary thing. But I'm not setting rotation. Rotation. Right, use control rotation, okay. Maybe this is wrong. Let's see this on the character to compare. Oh wait. What did I just click from here? This is slightly different. So orient rotation. This is when I only wanted to set orient rotation and not the control rotation. Set rotation, yeah, or set rotation. Yeah, this one. I don't even remember doing that. Sorry for the, like this being indiscernible to you, but I'm just thinking, where is this on the horse character for the air? From underwater, from move right, right true. That's not even everything that we're talking about is up here. From mouse button true, swimming up or down false, and this thing being equal, it's going to true, and set rotation, yeah. That's rotation and yaw. So we want off rotation on yaw. On, yeah. Maybe there's something weird going on because let's do this first. So off would be where's on. Yeah. But maybe doing it on the server and then coming back to it before doing it on the client, that's what was messing it up. But I mean, I think it's like that on here. It's always been like that on here. Yeah, so it's not it. It's because it's all done during one frame. Something about like the rotation not being replicated. So maybe I can just, at the end of all this, get active rotation and multicast your location. I guess what I don't understand is why it works on the server and not the client. I mean on the character and not the horse. So I guess let's do one of these set active rotation things for down here, even though this is only for when you're looking in the other direction. That's not what I need. I want this. Maybe this is firing. Well, can't hurt. Server set rotation. Multicast. Add rotation. One that little is locally controlled. B for branch. Okay. It's one of the best sound checks ever made. I mean, come on. Oh my god, it's almost as good as Broken Arrow. I'm just joking. Well, the Broken Arrow was a great piece of cinematic history. Can just capture the 90s as a whole, you know? Alright, I mean, I don't see how that could possibly fix this problem because we're running over here, but... overridden by orientation to movement. Alright, just checking. This replicate. And this. Okay. Obviously, it wouldn't be replicating any movement if it didn't do that. So I'm thinking it might be is that somewhere in the animation blueprint I was saying like, oh, it's playing right instead of left, but this is like straight up backwards. So maybe it's like triggering that somehow. It's my expert analysis. I gotta look out for the Harvest Moon. I forget. I might have overridden Harvest Moon somehow by putting in that Earthshine thing instead. Maybe it's like washing it out. Maybe it's too bright and you don't see the orange on the moon. And I kind of actually also forgot what I did it by real world, so wait. Harvest moon happens. Oh. Because of the equinox. I'll have to figure out when I programmed it to occur. Oh no. Trying to activate the horse when I wasn't ready yet. Like the character info. I'm gonna have to basically put like a pause on, because like as you're loading in, all sorts of stuff isn't set yet. Like you can target people that are, it says they're an enemy because it doesn't know what your faction is yet. You can run all these commands. So I'm gonna have to put something on here that basically says, here, instead of opening this window, like wait until all of the save load game stuff is done, and then 2 is still logged in. What? Sure. There's 1. Make another character? Kind of want to see 2 clients seeing each other. I might have to just shut down the server and come back in. Wonder why it didn't. I guess because I wasn't in possession of the character when I logged out. Didn't add it. Didn't take it from the off of the online characters list. Maybe. Let's see. Try to log in. Players online. There's 4 out by the docks, way far away. Let's see if the server probably sees everything normally anyway. Server sees everything, right? Yeah, okay, so that's not really... I'll have to... I wonder if it's worth riding the horse out there. Because I don't actually really... These guys are out in the woods, or whatever. Let me just restart the server. Access none from save and quit, so it didn't send the pawn info through to take it off the online players list. But again, that's because I tried to mount up when the character was still being loaded in, and because of that, it like deleted the character, and I didn't have the pawn to be in possession of. Or I guess I didn't have a reference to the pawn in order to... I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's because I hit the mount up button like before everything was loaded. I don't have any failsafe on that yet. I've just been waiting normally. I don't want it to break. But I guess if you're in a rush... So what's everyone think of the new Fortnite, Jez? Anyone playing that? The sticky bombs are awesome. It's like a direct projectile. See, it still says comma V. There we go. There we go. That is 2. Yeah, that is 2. There, back up the hill. So weird. Server sees them rotating. So if I can just take this info from the server and multicast it, we'll be fine. I mean, it's basically I just have to multicast it, because I don't know why I would have to do that on the horse when I'm not doing it on the character, though. So, like, let's look at characters seeing each other. Looking at this pawn. Oops, wrong character. This one, the blue, the red shirt. Yep. I said blue. See, I mean, that's working fine from client to client. Server sees it too. So it's weird that once I mount up, it's like getting it, it lost it. The server sees it. The other client is not receiving that information until I stop moving. Once I let go, or if I move. So if I move with the character movement component, it works. But doing this, it's like confused. Log off real quick, let's see. Let's make sure everything's saved. Yeah. Hey, what's up again? To be honest, normally my pattern recognition is like on point with this, but it's starting to get fried, which is okay. I just think maybe it's not worth trying to figure this out yet. What I was thinking was just put a multicast, but I'd rather understand why. What have I done here? Maybe one of these, a bit turn. Oh, there you go. Is that even running though? Wait. No, I'm never running. Oh, it is. I am. There it is. Making an event out of it. Yeah, I was multicasting it on the character, so that explains it. So on the horse, we'll do this set in turn access. Server turn access. Do I already have this event? Wait. I do. It's called turn access. I think what I did on here was I made a separate event for this input turn, and then I also do use input turn for turning access at some points. So even though I'm setting the turning access here, oh, this is the character anyway. I guess what I want to see is where is this being used? Input turn. Get, it's two places. Here's where I just changed it off stream before. That's how I fixed it. And I'm also using it here to set turning axis. But on the horse, I'm just using. Where's that? It's turning axis from there. Ah, from... Yeah, I need to multicast it here. And just get it here. Let's check that out. Compiling, keep those blueprints piling. Okay. just sing an obnoxious song at it, it tends to wake it up a little. Also, sometimes I like to say compilamos and savsamos. It's the Greek gods of compiling and saving. Compilamos, savsamos. I don't know, makes sense to me. Tempted to put it in a game as gods. Compilamos would be like the god of architecture or something, right? And Savsamos, I don't know. Savsamos is the god of the sun because the sun saves everything. I know that didn't make any sense, but I'm sticking to it. If you think about it, human culture doesn't make sense, so why would the video game culture make sense, I guess? I'm half joking. So what is up? The I am comma the loading. Bloop. So funny thing is this doesn't change because it's not on a tick. I have to trigger it again. But this would change because that's on a tick, I think. So because I wanted it to change, to update your health here. We'll see about that. Alright. Well, that's the server anyway. He's got to get the third client on there. The other client sees it first because it's loaded all the content already. It's weird that I mean, it doesn't not make sense. I need to just put in a trigger and like put something at the end of the load game thing to say like loading is done. Alright, so anyway, let's check the rotation thing. Nope. What the frick? I didn't order this. Oh my god. He's going crazy down there. The set movement thing isn't working. Where's the movement mode or all the animation stuff? So anyway. Rotating all over the place on another client. Turning axis is just for the animation anyway, so that shouldn't affect, really shouldn't affect where you're rotated at. So it's just, yeah, I did set rotation. I'm not... The thing that confuses me is it's just down to whether or not you're using the controller rotation, yeah, and that's getting set here, here, and here. This comes back around to here. It's only if it's not this, basically. It's just this is basically just another bool at the end of this, just to make sure it continues along if it finishes Otherwise, it's just going to keep dead ending here until it clears, and it's just going to clear once, and then it's going to bypass it with this branch, which is why I have it here and here. But anyway. It's using the controller rotation. Now, controllers aren't replicated from one client to another, but... So I guess my question is really, why does it work here? Use controller rotation yaws off for this path. This is the right mouse button down. False or truth. Oh. I am working on multiplayer game 2, and my inventory system works on the server. But once a client joins, the inventory works on the client, but not on the server. The server just sees it. It's tough. Are you using objects or just references to like the name and stuff? Are you using like a struct of information, or are you using an object? Because the way I found to fix it is to use objects as my information buckets, as my items, literally. So, like all of my items are based off of this blueprint item. They're children of this, and this has variables on it. This has item variables on it. So when you pick up or drop an item, you're actually like playing around with this reference to this specific actor in the world. Yeah, exactly. Also, what your inventory is referencing is the question. So that's, you know, like what is your inventory looking at? So if you're on the client or you're on the server, what is it accessing from where? Storing information on the player state is the most reliable way of keeping information separate between players and servers and all that. Like each person, whether it's the server or a client, gets one player state, and they're all, I think it's like they're all on the server, and there's one copy on each client, and they're synchronized automatically. So if you just say get player state, change variable on player state, and then, you know, any character can access that pawn's player state through the server. If you run on server, basically, say get player state, and then you can compare them. I think. Worst character. If right mouse button is held down, true, and you are, whether or not you're moving on move right. If you are jumping or falling or still landing, that's what that's for. Otherwise, this is the branch we want right here. This is the, you are facing the direction of your controller. We've checked this a million times. That's matched up. Although it's not multicasting that. Ew. Have I multicasted that here? No. I haven't. This is the event. It's just a server. It's reliable. Is this one reliable? This one is reliable. Wait, what? It says server set turn. Oh, I double clicked it. Oh. Oh, so maybe I should do just turn I should, but wait, that's not even doing that branch thing. Is it just to avoid warnings? This is a different thing entirely. This is if you're currently moving. It's to adjust for a weird fluke with the character movement component, but I'm pretty sure... I guess I could check this. Where is it getting set? This is if you are moving right. Move right, delay 0.5, not moving on. Rotating and move right. This is just into an input move right event, yeah. Turn and strafe programming. This is how you get MMO movement. I mean, I'm probably doing it wrong with being on event tick. It's better for flip-flops and stuff like that, which I can put in there to stop it from branching through all of these, but... Danger, Will Robinson. But still, just to... Add controller yaw input from turn axis. Should I just get actor rotation and multicast set actor rotation? I have the set actor rotation thing here, so I could just client get actor rotation or server, just run on server. Get rotation, set rotation. So let's see, like a custom event here. Server get and set rotation. This is okay. And then I can just multicast set rotation from here. This is like the shortest path there is here anyway, so that should be fine. And all of this. Compilamos and Sabzamos. So serious, this damn soundtrack. Oh, it was like too exciting earlier, and now it's like too chill. Hey, what's up, yo? Frozen. Is Epic like tied to unavailable types? What? I guess he's offline. Okay. But yeah, Blue Rose, a fan of the stream, who I played a game with on Fortnite, I think yesterday or the day before. Played a few rounds. I guess I could do a simple, like, loading complete. I'll make a loading screen put it after connecting, make loading. And then I can put like a little progress bar. Gotta go all three of them to test client to client sheet. But of course, if I put that in now, then I would be waiting myself for the loading screen. It might be easier to just, although then again, like if I'm crashing it because I'm not waiting long enough, maybe I need to put in the loading screen. See, it's still, yeah, it takes a minute there. Still loading. Okay, it's done already. Whoa. See, it thinks I'm swimming sometimes. Alright, here we go. No. Why thinketh you I'm facing that way? What? What? Okay, when I'm moving around like this is right. But if I'm turning or strafing, it's sideways? Is it just sideways? Because if that's the case, then I think I know that it definitely is that animation thing I did. Oh, what the hell? Or maybe this, it's drifting. Horse drifting. Maybe I have sort of the right idea? No. Okay, that's not it. I'm thinking maybe if only when you're supposed to be turning. Something to do with like the moving backwards thing. But I think I did do the moving backwards as a replicated event. So moving backwards. That's fine. This is replicated. It is rotated 90 degrees here, though. The mesh. Hey, subscriber. Lil Sarah Lee. Cheers. So maybe that negative 90 there is playing into it? Like, oh, cause when you use the actor rotation from strafing, maybe that's somehow wait, where was my, this is the horse character, the actor rotation jazz, well, that's happening separately. Actor rotation, control rotation. Oh, that needs to be modified. Oh, because it's going to that I see, because this needs to be broken and changed. Because the actor rotation... No, the actor rotation's fine. This is the actor rotation. That's the mesh rotation. Darn it, that's not the problem. Because on my character, it's reading it fine, but it's when it's replicated to from the server to the clients. It's just so weird. Only on the horse. I mean, you'd say it doesn't sound weird with a graph like this. The thing is that when you're just a character, the rotation is fine. Rotating. Flexes turn. Input turn. Server input turn. Add controller. Yeah, input. But where else am I using input turn instead of turn axis? Maybe that's the question. Oh, these two places, yeah. Oh, Need to make this a different variable. Because it's one or the other. These are different uses. Oh, what? This is not. That's part of the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack, huh? Alright, what's next though? Braveheart? Nah. Gladiator? I feel like one of those would be good. But they're a bit. Gladiator's probably better soundtrack. No crying in the audience now, okay? Let's see. Alright, alright. Oh, I think I also want to be doing that here. Right, I saw that. And I might as well multicast it too. That's the important part. Input axis turn, not the turning axis. Okay. That will set this variable. What was that? Very nice.
Project.
Oh,
Congrats.
nice. That's my first donation. You know, I've been doing this for 2 years. I have a subscriber for $1 who's a buddy from college, but yeah. I have to like extra shout out who that was too. Where are my notes? I'll look it up in a minute. But thanks, man. I'm gonna buy a sandwich. Maybe some Nutella. That's like 1/10 of the way towards rent and stuff. Man. No, that's like 1,000th of no. Shh, 100th. How did you do that anyway? Where were I didn't see a command come up in chat. Clever person. Somebody went to my like actual like donation bin website thing. You got me all distracted. I'm not gonna remember how to do this. Okay, input access lookup, add controller. That's separate. Here we are. Yep. But the thing is, where are we gonna use this at? So that's what I need here for that set. Turning access should be from input access turn. We're actually going to set turning access here. And we're going to, oh, this is, yeah. So I can just plug this in here. Skip that. Bloop. Okay, so we're going to set turning access from the input access that was set earlier, which is hopefully replicated now. And multicast now. And separate from your turning axis, which is, I don't know, only set when you're let's wait. I mean, that's like it. That's all that's happening here on the third person blueprint. Try it out. Yeah, I'm really psyched about how the game is coming together. I really want to add the grappling hook and mountain climbing mechanic before putting out this free public alpha, and add a bunch of building types so people can just explore the full terrain and build wherever they want and like spelunk and stuff. That would be like a really fun test. We don't need combat for that, you know? Also, things like mounting up, I don't want it to be like World of Warcraft where you just poof, you're on a horse. I want it to be like there's a horse, you walk up to it, you press mount if it has a saddle, and you actually like interact with the saddle to mount up by like animating you getting on it. But that's a lot more work than just making the horses work in the first place. So for this first test, I'm gonna leave it like there's not gonna be any like interaction with NPCs to get a horse. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be like, hello, what's up? Thanks for the subscribe. Or is it follow on Twitch? See, I don't use Twitch enough. I'm not familiar with all the terms. Yep. So, stop. I made it so it's a switch, so you press it once and it'll just keep doing it, so you can just leave it there. Like, always saluting. Hello, Canal Family Games. Hey, look, it's a family of characters. They're all just chilling. So I'm trying to test horse turning replication. For some weird reason, it doesn't want to get the direction that I'm facing correct. I think it might have something to do with the mesh being rotated like that. Or it might have something to do with an animation variable that I set to invert the whole thing if you're going one way or the other. And I kind of just forgot where that was, to be perfectly honest. Oh no! The server's been deleted. This is a disastrous bug I've been trying to figure out. I thought I had it fixed, but you never quite fix it. So, let's try the horses then. Alright. Hey, face this way. Whoa. What the freaking... Okay, wait, what? I think it's... Yeah, it's multicasting that to other people or something. Alright, well, at least I can see over here that it's definitely not working. Okay, I can go back to the way it was before. Boop, 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 boop. Disregard the last test. Let's see it though. Let's see the errors. That's just from trying to quit. Yep, so because I didn't have a pawn. So I guess what I do is just try set turning axis. Instead of all that. Doing camera rotation clamping. I'm doing the camera's rotation angle right now. Not the rotation, no, it's the rotation can freely spin around, but I do clamp the zoom of it. For example, target arm length clamped, adding 50 to it, clamping between 100 and 750, and then setting it. Same with the field of view, and I can kind of do a nice dolly out, zoom in, zoom out kind of thing when you're zoomed in, and profile cam and stuff like that. Man, this music's hella loud. Sorry. Oh, my brain. So what did I have here before? Would just be... I mean, turning axis is just always set. Clamp rotation, press and hold the control and rotate the camera onwards 180 degrees, not 360. Oof. You could probably want to do the difference here between, let's say, your control rotation or your actor rotation and your camera rotation. So just get camera's rotation here instead of this, and then what you want is the delta between the, no wait. Yeah, the delta, break the rotator, the Z, you normalize the axis, and then, what am I doing here? Don't normalize the axis, that's how I'm turning it into a 0 to 1 variable. Basically what you do is you have the delta, here is the difference between them. So you can measure this. Just print string on this, and you'll just find out what the degrees are. Right, if you just print string from a delta and then break rotator and then just play with it, you'll see which value you need to clamp it to. And you basically want to measure this and, I guess, prevent the camera from being turned if this is greater than or equal to a value. So basically when you are turning the camera, you just want to like, you might want to have to, I don't know. To be honest, when you're turning the camera in my game, yeah, it's a good point. You're just kind of rotating the controller, and the camera's like stuck on it. Like, it's uses the pawn control rotation and stuff. So you can try and play with that, see if you can figure something out. But actually telling it not to, I think you might have to play with these controls, like use controller rotation, yaw, and orient rotation and movement and all that annoying stuff. That I just kind of like leave it as that's the combination that works this way for first person, and that's the combination that works that way for third person. For strafing, for freely rotating. So let's see if I fixed it right. I guess just this is gonna set the turning axis. I guess this is the question mark. Yeah, is what. I guess I don't even need that there. Just Just if the turning axis is already being set all the time. Maybe it's getting overridden from that. Maybe it was getting overridden by that. Maybe. Hello. I was just explaining kind of like how to measure the difference between rotators. I didn't even explain it. I just kind of showed you what delta. If you look it up too, what a delta is. But as far as the game goes, I'm trying to. I broke it more last time, so see my character's like in the ocean. The server. But that doesn't matter. The server can just swim in the ocean for all I care. I'm testing from client to client anyway. Everything works on the server. Everything always works on the server. Stupid server. I should just make it a single player game where all the other players just... They can't even watch, actually. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, you'd have to like replicate it to clients for them to see anything that's not a replicated actor. So you can't even just do like spectator mode by default. You have to program it, I think. You still have to... Well, maybe not. Maybe running on server, all clients would see it. No, not for everything. When the server does things, though. Oh, maybe. I have to keep that in mind next time I test something from the scratch. If I just run it on server, if all the clients see it. It's just for my own understanding. Okay. Right. Oh, this is already logged in. Cool. Just have to... Oh, I already did the server set. Cool. See, this is the thing. As the character here, the rotation, it's perfect. As the horse, I just clicked and it went that way. That's the minus 90 degrees thing. That's exactly what it's fighting between this and the minus 90, and now it just went backwards. What? Put it from the same angle. It's interesting. It's rotating. It's playing the correct animation, right or left. So it's not that. It's 90 degrees off, so it's something to do with that mesh rotation. It's staying consistent if I go really slowly. It is weird, right? Unreal is fun. I mean, programming's fun. It's just like, what? This is correct. Once I let go, or once I'm moving around by just the character movement component's fine. But if I'm doing any kind of turning, it's because the mesh is rotated, so... Interesting. At least the hair is synchronized with it and everything, you know, it's like... It's not like the mane and the tail are floating around 90 degrees off of it. At least we got that. Okay, I think we're getting to the source of it here. It's snapping back and forth between correct, incorrect. And clients see correct, but other clients see 90 degrees off. And the correct, flipping back and forth between updates. It's something that you can look out for is if something is flickering back and forth constantly in a multiplayer environment, it's probably because it's fighting between the server and what the client thinks, between what the client and the server thinks. So this actually was better. I think I'm gonna just get rid of that here. Thank you. Thank you. Were you the one that donated? Canal Family Games. I have to look that up. I don't. My phone isn't in reach. There it is. I found it, and I can find hopefully Malice. Matalis. Posted something here in the Discord. Please join us in the Discord as well. We got a chat room. We're up all day and night playing Fortnite and working on Unreal Engine. I'm going to be going to Raleigh in June to meet some more epic people and attend their Unreal Academy things for some movie making sessions. Combative AI first stages. Ooh. Let's share our community member Mant Alice's War's Edge 1 vs 2 AI testing with some badass background music here provided by myself. Got footsteps. I hear footstep sounds. Nice hand swivel. Nice audio.
Leave the app. Not your
wow. That's
Listen
a real aim
anywhere,
down sights.
Anytime.
Nice.
Nice.
That is a real ADS. I like that.
YouTube Red.
Sorry.
Start your free
I'm ruining your video with this. Okay, it's back. Alright. You already killed the AI, man. That was such a short... I didn't get to see any AI. Come on, let's see this shit again. Let's see it fight. Where are you? Where's the AI? Does it see you yet? There it is. Oh my god, it snapped immediately. You gotta put some interping on towards that, basically. Oh, yeah. That's impressive, though, that since even though it's snapping, you're able to shoot it in time, so you programmed it to not be perfectly accurate. Or whatever. So that's cool. Good job, dude. I haven't done any AI, like, at all yet, except for just, like, looking at things and speaking and stuff. Or just, like, possessing an AI. So funny. Let me try this. Actor rotation, mesh rotation, multiplayer. Take out actor rotation, do mesh rotation. Actor. Weapon rotation on server changes as soon as it detaches from its parent. Change the boolean on the detached parent zone. Issues fixed after check. No skeleton update for the skeletal mesh component. Under what? I am half from Texas too, by the way. My mom's from Brazil. My mom's from Dallas. Dallas, Brazil, same thing. I just started with Unreal, but it turns out my computer can't even handle the demo worlds. There's a free graphics settings plugin you could try installing first. It's like this. I'll just do one. Oh, well, I'll just host a game real quick so you can see. It's compiling. But basically it's in game, so you could just, and it's permanent, so you can like it's saved to your like hard drive automatically through this, and it's from Matthew Wadstein's YouTube channel. So there are editor options for that too. Basically, here, once you do these settings, they'll save, and every time you load up in game, they'll automatically be applied, so you don't have to come in here and change them every time. But then, so that way you can program it for both high-end computers and low-end computers. But also, if you go to like probably editor preferences, quality, graphic settings for the editor. Hey. Accessing the scalability settings, the editor. Settings, engine scalability settings. Engine scalability. Oh, it's not on here, it's. Wait, what? Settings, engine scalability. So maybe that's a project setting? Button located along the top bar between the marketplace and blueprints button gear icon. What? What? On the top bar by default between marketplace and blueprints button atop the engine. What? I got rid of those menus a while ago. I'm just kind of, But I just recently reset my layout, so it should be up here. Unless they changed it. Near the top, right? Has anyone seen this before? I'm trying to help out Califorex here, and I think it's good to know, too. Let's see the editor scalability settings. Quick settings. What is this shit? Is that in the... Oh, here we go. Engine scalability settings. Here you go, dude. Here it is. I was in a blueprint, that's why it's not up here. It's in the main editor window. Settings, engine scalability settings. So you can put these all down to low. And there's also this checkbox, I believe, will automatically lower. Unreal Engine Monitor. Engine Performance. Maybe that's just for diagnosing. But you can do all of that stuff for in-editor as well. The same settings from the Watsteins tutorial. Let me know if you got that. Hope that helps. So you can work on Unreal Engine with us all. Have like a big Unreal Engine party. In the meantime... What the heck, fam? I wonder if I just try, like, rotating this in Blender or whatever, if all the animations would work. And if I just keep that at 0. But I don't have to go through and rotate all the meshes that are associated with it. Well, these are at 0 and 0. They're just attached to it, actually, so I guess not. Although, what if I change its root and then it attaches to it, and it attaches to it sideways? But that's just the weird thing, that the mesh's rotation isn't... I guess... engine mesh rotation replication. Character mesh rotation not replicated. That was 2016. Well, the server does know it. I want the mesh part only. Component rotation. So if I multicast on is turning. It is on the capsule components, that's why it has a scene component thing to it. Let me see if I just... It's negative 90, I could remember that. Let's see what it looks like at 0. So this is the thing with Unreal Engine. If anybody changes the level, it's the server, and everybody goes with it. So the one way around this is to use, I don't even remember what it's called because I don't use it, because it's really only useful for dedicated servers. On a peer-to-peer server like this, when you have those mini levels within levels, I mean, this is my personal opinion, I'm probably way wrong. Level streaming, that's what it's called. Maybe level streaming is probably still good in my case, but essentially the server still has to load all of that information. And I think on peer-to-peer it loads... I'm probably wrong there. I think it's not... It's better for clients to use level streaming, but the burden is the same on the server. And like, I'm testing it out now with a huge world, and like, basically this is the thing, the limits that they give are like bigger than what I'm using for before you need to start using level streaming. They use hundreds of level streaming levels in Fortnite because they're maximizing the shit out of their optimization and, you know, playing for 1 billion people on a dedicated server system of their own, whereas my game would be small servers of a handful of people on personally owned servers, maybe hundreds of people if, you know, if it's a really beefy server. That's the idea. And that 100 or whatever, those hundreds wouldn't be like shooting reliably and stuff. They would be like building levels and rolling dice against each other. You know, it's not the kind of mechanics that you need instant response for. Like instant response, which is what people criticize games that have bad netcode for, is when you need that instant response. If everything's just like chilling and building structures and then fighting with dice rolls that have rounds and stuff like that, then it's different. Like as you see, my texture streaming pool is over 200 megabytes. I have that set to just give me a warning at any amount of texture streaming. And that's probably because of how many different types of materials I have all over the world. And it stops loading them at some point. You don't see faraway continents, it just doesn't load them. Unless you do have, like, see this, it's like it loaded some of it, but it sort of just clipped off. So that's, and then you can do culling. Like up here is my fortress in the sky that you start with, and there's all these trees on all of these landscapes that you can only see the ones that are close enough. That's just done through culling. Parts of this I haven't done the culling to yet, so they're still like that. Let's got these guys on horses and see what happens. This is with the 0 on rotation, so of course it's backwards for what we expect normally, but let's see if it if it matches up. So if I go this way, I should be facing in front of. Whoa! This is just, which way is in front of? Even. Okay. Whatever. This is the one. I think that was the problem. See, now as I go. Oh, but that's backwards. Actually, right and left are backwards this way. Huh. But it does match up, so I wonder if that's also part of the problem with that. See, it's moving in the same direction. No, that's because there's no rotation on the mesh. It's not fighting it. You see a smooth rotating, smooth turning. See, I fixed the smooth turn. Oh, he flipped around backwards. Huh. So there's two things going on here. There's something else happening because I'm flipped some animations. Man, that's a lot to fix. Alright. By just saving it in the save game, and the save game is saved on the server. So when you save your variables to the save game, also on the player state, basically I run it through the player state. I go cast the player state, save variables to player state, and then save the, on the player state I have a save game function, right? So then any player can access anybody else's player state, and or all the player states are, and then I also copy the variables to the pawn. That's how you get the variables from each player. So every time variables are changed anywhere, it casts the player state, which changes, it updates the pawn, the player state, and the save game. So I have the three references. I have the pawn for access, easy access anywhere. I have the player state for your like permanent record in game time, and I have your save game for your like backup permanent record for when you're saving and loading. Player state's what actually gets referenced for anything gameplay wise. The blueprint is for what like references if you need like an immediate check. I mean the pawn, and then the save game is there for loading and saving. It's just all three are always getting updated, which is probably redundant. So I think we gotta keep this obviously as -90 here, or maybe I can do like active rotation. No. Can I add a scene component? Oh, it's inherited. Can't be reordered. Nope. I wonder if it's because it's inherited. That's why it's. And the movement component's probably messing with that.
Listen anywhere, anytime.
That's probably why. So I wonder if maybe I can general settings. different. But maybe... No, I don't know anything about Unity. I just started with Unreal Engine because of its availability to people like me. Like, I'm not a programmer, I never learned any C++. I spent one weekend just learning the basics variables before diving into Unreal Engine. So it's all just logic. I studied logic, philosophy in college, if that counts, instead of math. That was my alternative. I guess that's programming, right? Programming your mind. No, because logic is a math class, essentially, in philosophy, where it's just using ifs, ands, and ors into really long, complex sentences. But I just learned the first basics of it, which is basically this stuff. So I'm just thinking, I'm just musing about this. I gotta do the -90 thing here. But there's gotta be somebody that... Oh, there was the update skeletal mesh thing checkbox somebody had success with. Let me see. No skeleton update. Stop ticking in bone refresh. Is that what it was that this guy had a solution with? No skeleton update. Let me see what this though. Nah, it's probably not that. Because I definitely need ticking. But for the skeletal mesh, let me just try that and see what it does. You know, maybe. You never know. Maybe the stuff in the engine, like settings and weird stuff like that, is a little cryptic with Unreal Engine because of the way they are constantly reiterating and updating and like throwing out their old ways and adding new ways, and then they kind of skip parts because that's what happens with mad scientists, you know, brilliant shit. They have a good a good habit of hiring people to watch their backs though, like cover their stuff. I think they have a lot of fallback, like you see it with the Fortnite development, where they're adding this crazy shit to the game. Simultaneously they have like another team working on fixing the crazy shit from the last update. And so it's kind of the same with Unreal Engine itself, where you just, that's how you get these amazing features like the volumetric fog and, you know, Ryan Brooks's crazy features that are in Fortnite, like the HLOD hexagonal, no, hectagonal trees, like hectagons that are like hectagons, no, octahedronal, octahedrons, sorry, that are like imposter trees. They're like 8-sided or whatever, 10-sided. That's deca. I guess octahedron's 8-sided like fake images of the trees that you can see from a distance, and it's something he came up with himself, just to put in like the engine. And they were like, okay, we'll put it in there, but you know, not by default. You have to go digging through the forums and update it to the plugin that you put in the little link there. You know, so it's like very forward thinking. Just like, why not? You know, sounds good. And they put it in their biggest game. I think it's incredible. Maybe not why not, but more like, it sounds like they let him experiment, is what I'm saying. It's just like, and then they put it in their biggest game. I'm not sure. Alright, so, yeah, that works. Okay, now it's just not updating. But it did work. Sort of. No, it didn't fix it. It's just not updating the animation at all. Okay. Well, I knew that wasn't going to do it. That was just a check. There's something else I was thinking of, though. I think just searching better. Maybe I could do some sort of RepNotify for it. I use Blender for what little modeling I've done. Animation and world transform updates are deferred. If this is on, the kinematic bodies will not update until the next time the physics simulation is ready. See where we get it. Oh, I wonder if I should use that to make it ragdoll better. Use bounds. I mean, I don't know if I'm using bounds for anything. Morph target per bow in motion with our component. Use fixed skeletal bounds. Wait, what are bounds? I mean, there's a lot of things for bounds here. I just come on, update flag. Oh yeah, I wanted to search for default rotation replication. Wonder if I should put on, wait. But I think I have no character movement. Smoothing. Networking. Disabled. Yeah, so it's because of skeletal meshes. Base rotation offset. Is it a C++ thing? Variant 2016. Levels on character. Is that just their project, maybe? Change the mesh script to the construction script instead? Is that it? I was just thinking that. Maybe I just need to set rotation on the construction script. Take care. Thank you. I wonder if maybe I can do this as a... I can't do custom events in here. You can't do RPCs in here. But it's constructed. take that out. I mean, it'll just set it to be -90 there on construction, because that's what compile does. It runs it. Oh, it's 0. Okay. Let's try playing that. This is like the death of the gladiator part. Morrowind soundtrack? No. Because I never played it. I wonder if I just do medieval, what'll come up. Medieval, oh my god, like the games. The Sims medieval. Alright. Was this... It sounds like it got replaced. I can't be. This is not... Is that the real? Original MIDI music. Original soundtrack. There we go. We'll see how this goes. Cheers again for the donation. It's really nice. I've always wanted to see that pop up on the screen. There we go. It'd be funny if just doing it on a construction script works. I don't have to do anything else. I would appreciate that too. Nope. It's not flickering back and forth. It's just correct or incorrect. Wait, is that even... I can't see it from here. I guess it's correct right now. Nope, nope, until I get to here and it starts fighting. It starts flipping back and forth here. And it's sort of turning correctly, just inverted. So I come back. How do I let go? I wish I could edit it while playing in new windows like this. that base rotation. Let's take it off. Okay, it is off here. But the construction script was doing it. So maybe... just to be like on a Ventic, hell no, right? Maybe it'll... but maybe, like... maybe on just on turning? On the multicast part? Maybe just to remind them, hey, you're supposed to be here at the end of the operation. So the last thing done is just set it to be negative 90 on multicast. This mesh. I'm gonna try it. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So mysterious. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. Shit. I did it before everything was loaded. It broke. Well, that was a good test of whether or not shit breaks when you do it before everything's loaded. This isn't going to work in any way whatsoever. That character is going to be in the middle of the ocean now anyway. But I might as well just log in as 3 real quick here. I really need to put that loading screen in just to stop myself from doing that. That should be like my next stream, like loading screen. It's easy. You know why you need it, Armando. Waiting for it to load. Okay. Yes. Yes, and the client can see. I can see at least. I can do the test. No. It's weird. Maybe if I am turning, it's doing it correctly? No. It's inverting it sometimes, and it's whenever I'm in right-click mode held down. I guess because the controller, it's using controller rotation, so therefore, but at least it's not flipping around, it's just consistently there. No, that's so strafing. Alright, let me clear these characters out because they're all in the middle of the ocean anyway. Alright. Mesh rotation. It's going to be a rotator. And compile it so that we can get the default value. And I'll make it RepNotify. And keep it construction here. Minus 90. And RepNotify. We're going to set this on construction as well, so it'll run the code. Actually, let's make its default 0. Okay, so now we can double click here, and this will be mesh. Try that. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to go ask the people on the Unreal Slackers if anybody's had experience with something like this. But it's better to think of a solution yourself sometimes, just to be able to know that you can. You see, I'm definitely doing voice acting for this game. It's gonna be fun. Ah, I see. The mystery of the 7 claws. Endless voice acting. To the halls of creation. Let's make them all well, then I have to swim to shore. I'll make them humans because there's bow and arrows nearby, and that's kind of cool. Oh wait, I'll make them builders for now. That's dun 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 dun. Just so you know, this is Ultima Online music. I expect everybody to know that. Okay. No way. I'm on the server there. Shit, that's why. Damn it. Grace to declare. Alright, it's gotta be... They say I have 3 new characters to chill here with. Nothing destroyed anybody. Move them apart each other just so I don't trigger the deleting characters thing. Alright. I wonder if I rotate... No, you can't rotate this. Yes, this is my game indeed. Thanks for coming in to check it out. I'm trying to figure out when I change my base rotation of this mesh on the character, it's like flipping around in multicast, but the server and the client see it. Where's the character store? Character store is off the base translation and base rotation offset in. Which runs before, because this is probably why you're seeing your changes in begin play not being reflected. I can move that. Of course, you would have to call the parent function after. Cache, that's probably what's a bit error prone as well. Add a recompute mesh offset function, but you still have to know to call this. I will do this and it should solve your issue, but listing these caveats here for others that may find this issue. Recompute mesh offset. Oh, I guess it has to be done in code. Perhaps you could try adding your change in mesh location to the construction script instead, or even more simply just translate the mesh down in the blueprint defaults. That's what I am doing, that's the problem, shit. Ah. And setting location on different characters I know does work. These all have the children class. That one's rotated 270. So that's not the problem. It does seem to be. I'm only doing blueprints only. I'm not a real programmer. This is the extent of my programming. I'm a game designer slash auteur filmmaker. I've been designing in my head for so long, I was like, well, shit, Unreal Engine looks pretty cool. So here I am. But stuff like this I get hung up on, and I could just move on, but come on, you don't want to see other players flipping around like that. That doesn't look good. That's what as a player, that's the kind of stuff that I wish more game designers did focus on, you know? This works. I can get rid of that. How many time you lose for this project? A year and a half. I've been learning Unreal Engine for 2 years now, and I took a few months off here and there for various things. Mostly just taking a break from the excruciating agony of defeat. But always get back on that horse, as it were. Everything's good now. The project, everything is working that I have implemented so far. I'm just kind of like smoothing out things like this and adding more features like this. Like I didn't have a horse a couple weeks ago, whatever, a month ago, and I was like, I'm gonna put a horse in the game. Whenever it was. But it's good because that's the kind of stuff I want to be able to know how to do. So in the future I can make more games having done all of this, and I'll make something that's more reliant on responsivity for like a TFC style game. I want to make a Team Fortress style game after this. But this is going to be really deep. This will take me a long time. Even once I'm done building the basic game design, I need the game program, I guess you will say. Then I have to build a world, the game design, the level design, the story, all that stuff. So it's like building the way it works first. So let me at least look at the animation blueprint again. Let's see if I can figure out that other thing where it's like flipping back and forth. This is it. This is coming from the actor rotation though, and the rotation from X vector of the horse character BP velocity. Actor, pawn owner, horse BP. So the blueprint, the actor, not the pawn. I mean, not the mesh. So this should be normal numbers, 179. That's the. There's a fluke in the. If you guys go to your basic third-person animation blueprint and go to this section where it's like doing some math here about when you're going backwards, they have the wrong shit in here. I did a tutorial about it once. It's like buried in the middle of a long stream, just like this. But if you go in there and just copy how this is, where this is some fancy stuff. You can ignore that. But basically, it's saying. From here. This is what you should have, sort of like where you have the rotator of your rotation from X vector and your actor rotation, and you're telling if it's less than something, or it should be negative 179, and then on true set direction to be that plus 360, and on false set it to be that, They have like 180 or something in here, and it actually makes your character flip back and forth constantly if you run straight backwards. So if you check that out, if you run straight backwards in the default third-person blueprint, it flickers, and that was how I fixed it. But now I'm at a different impasse. And I've heard this song already much before. Let's just see what YouTube suggests for us. Last Samurai soundtrack? I don't know. 1,000 AI battle? 10,000 AI battle? Wait, I think I might need to see this.
Get them off the map nice and quick. Lovely. So, damage. When you call damage...
He's just fucking around. He's just gonna spawn 10,000 and crash this computer. The most beautiful soundtracks. Mozart, Requiem in D minor. Unless you can think of a really good soundtrack. I'm down with the soundtracks and classical music today. So I don't know where this other flip left right thing was that I was doing. Is it this? Move right? Is that move right? If the velocity is less than or equal to 0, then set direction to 0. Okay. No, that's not it. I must be in the state machine somewhere under like speeds greater than 0, random sequence, right? This one's that dramatic, crazy shit. Let's do some random Tchaikovsky, 7 minutes. Oh my god. I guess the problem is this is a very short video. Hey, Rachmaninoff, Isle of the Dead. That sounds pretty epic. So if move right equals 0, here's the -1 flip. If move right equals 0, so if you're not moving, move right is just coming from whether the keyboard's pressed though. This is on strafing. And that's when it's having the problem actually, is when strafing. So wait, move right. It says it's not replicated here? None of these are replicated. They don't usually have to be replicated here. But maybe that has to be replicated for it to be read into a math function on the state? That could be why it's flipping back and forth constantly. It doesn't explain the 90-degree offset, but there's two things wrong here, remember? So move right is coming from move right. Actually, and there's a line going all the way over here for when rotating on move right. Oh, that must be... I'm getting it from here instead of just... But where else is move right getting... I have to understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. Is it like that on the third person blueprint? No, there's no green wire out from there. If move right equals 1 or -1 here. I have that down here. So this is the rotating on move right is being set. Rotating on move right here. And here. Delay. On follow camera, if move right's not 0. If move right is 0, if it's not 0, if it's auto running. If you're not auto running, and if it is 0, false. So it does not equal false would be is 0. So if you're moving and you're auto running, you want to do this, right? If you're moving and you're not auto running, or if you're not moving, you want to do this. Okay. So that's more about auto running. Okay. Interpret to there. So already setting move right here. So I could just. So why do I need to override it there? Movement. I'm just trying to remember where this takes effect, because it is a good fix, but am I doing it here? Rotating on move right. Maybe I didn't implement it on the pawn. Thought I had planned on it. I'm starting to lose track of everything. The maze is unfurling. So when like you're thinking about it, all you see is like that, and you don't see all this nonsense. But then once you lose it in the brain, it's like all you see is the nonsense. It's a shame I've been stuck on this puzzle all day instead of like contributing content to the game. But this is important. Hey man, I was wondering when you'd show up. I'm doing my stream late in the afternoon and everything. Okay, so I was just here and I was thinking, oh, I'm on the third person blueprint. Fuck. That's not where I wanted to be. But did I just get there from here? Oh, that's from the third person blueprint. I don't want that. Do I not have a move right event here? Apparently I'm never setting move right on server. Which might be causing this thing. Let's just bypass this for now. And let's see if that's the cause of it. That seems strange. It's not gonna fix it, but it might just behave differently. Yeah, but it would seem actually like move right needs to be replicated if that flipping is going to happen correctly. So that would explain the flipping, but I'm still 90 degrees off. So if I just do a multicast for that move right thing. Let me just see what this does real quick. I should be able to tell just by... up the horse and... okay, yeah. think this, yeah. Yeah, okay, that had to be there. And let's just go ahead and do like an event for this. I feel like, does this have a move right event? It does have the move right event, but I don't think I'm using it. The server move right, yeah, it's not being referenced on here, but that's not taking into account onto their animation blueprint. So let's just try this, see what happens. And I'll just do this, just the server multicast jazz. Hey, what's up, Iridium Magister? That's a cool name. Pizza pockets. Man, I haven't had that in forever. Boop. Pardon me. Move right. There we go. Alright. That should be that. Now that variable is also replicated, right? Yes. Okay, that should handle it, theoretically. At least the flipping back and forth. Being stuck 90 degrees off while rotating, though, might just be weird. Like, I might actually have to go into the... Okay, no, I shouldn't have to go into the static mesh and change it, because those player meshes are rotated 270 degrees by default, and they don't have a problem. So I'm hoping maybe the whole thing was because of my flopping back and forth there issue. WR, what are you working on these days? You got any cool 3D textures or anything in the works? Also, have to note I've noticed a distinct lack of Doomspy interference in my life ever since I started calling that shit out rampantly left and right. It's been nice. It's like they took notice. They're like, this guy ain't no one to fuck with. Maybe we'll fuck with him harder. Or maybe not at all. Maybe I'll stop fucking around. Maybe the sun will just rise on a beautiful day and they'll all be arrested and thrown in jail. Soon. Soon. That's cool. What kind of game is it? Is it like a semester or a year-long course, or is it just like a thesis kind of thing? Like it's like one game for your whole college career? But is the game that you're making like for the... Is it like one requirement for the whole 4-year program is to make like one whole game? Or is it like a game that you're making for one class? Or like... You know, like how many games do you make through the course of the 4 years? Everybody was standing near each other and nobody got disappeared. That's good. Oh, nice. Warframe. That's pretty awesome. Alright, let's check this out. Textures aren't loaded in yet, but I think we're good. Ah, fuck. It flipped 90. It flipped 180. Or maybe it's just not catching. It's flipped now. Because it makes you strafe in a weird direction. Shouldn't be like that. Sorry, looks hilarious though. Oh, it flipped around. What the fuck? That's the way it should be. When I right click it turns that way. But only on the other client. Game driver, whatever. That's awesome. Suit, camera for motion capture and stuff. This is the server down here that I'm seeing. Can you just, I mean, you can just import FBX data directly into Unreal Engine. So how easy is it to like map motion capture data to like the Unreal Engine rig? So look, it is currently correctly aligned. Actually, no, it's probably not correctly aligned. If I go backwards from here, come back forwards. Oh yeah, it is. Is this? It's just the other client. Okay. That's backwards. But this is correct. Ooh, I rotated this way and it's not checking it. If I go this way. Server sees it correctly down there. Okay, hence the getting it backwards. It's just the left and right thing is backwards. It's supposed to be inverting it, but it is or it isn't correctly on client reproducing. But then should have turned to the right, but she didn't. She still thinks she's that way. So maybe that set rotation isn't completing. As well, when you do click. Right, another subscriber. That's like several for today. Iridium Magister, I like your name a lot. I'm gonna make... Can you sign off the rights for me to make an Iridium Magister in my game? Thanks. And then you said IWR Production, Warframe Develop, Digital Extreme Company from Canada. Pretty easy unless you don't know what you're doing. They compress the animation a shit ton after they make it because it's such a big file. I think I have to do this. We'll do a huzzah because I can. So, what was the shit that I just said? Let's move right. Let's put that down to none for now because I know I don't replicate any. Maybe I do. Let's try replicating both of these. And speed. But that's just animation variables. I don't know if... It's not recognizing your name. Getting move right just from here. I love this song. This is the like America turn of the century kind of ragtime vibe. I think ragtime actually samples it, or it's in ragtime. This is in ragtime. It's a great song. Industry, American innovation. So, you know what we should do? I should play ragtime after this. Let's just go ahead and do this. Nice. Picking's pretty good. See, weak is a different word from bad. It's already on the road to success. All I can say in Russian is that I speak very poorly. Or actually, plохо, which means sick. I speak sickly. Okay. I mean, I could just test from that. That might have been enough. Just from running it whenever you hit the button now. Yeah, let's just save everything. It's been a while. It's doing the flipping and everything. It's weird. The other thing was going to be to try checking the multicasting of the right-click one. Turning should just be turn axis. Maybe? Okay, horse character. Set. Active rotation. I bet you this was messing it up a lot. Oops. Just completely missed that. Alright. I do that a lot sometimes. I make the custom events and I call them server and multicast, but I forget to actually make them server and multicast. I'm so guilty of that. Arrgh. I hope that wasn't what set me back the past, like, half day. Shh. It's a process. I had a really good jam with Jonah the other day. I'm looking forward to checking out that recording. It's actually sitting on the thing in front of me. Collecting dust, literally. So I might do that in a bit. Let's see. Server here. Look how fast it runs when I'm just the only one. Okay. I wonder how many subscribers I have now. I think I had like 3 or 4 new ones from today. Just in case anyone's watching, you know, be sure you join us on the Discord chat. It's a good time. Good times had by all. I always post in there when I'm not streaming. I put updates when I work that I'm not streaming and I have like something to show off. I'll post pictures in there a lot and talk about. We always, WR and I and some others often giving tips. Prefer not to have anybody discussing collaborating in there because this is a one-person thing and don't want anyone hawking their wares, but you're free to talk about basically the creative side of your work and show off your work 100%, as long as you're not blatantly advertising. But please do join us, those of you who have been checking this out today, and chat and stay in touch because it's fun. It's really fun. We play Fortnite together when we get the chance to. It's a few of us. Hey, cool. What's up? Be forewarned, I don't always have my sensor on. If you're family friendly only. Just letting you know, I curse a lot. I tend to curse a lot. Okay. Thing is, client and server works fine. It's when the other client is looking at it, and that's important because in a multiplayer game, it's all about multiple clients looking at each other doing stuff, and that's the hardest part. Getting the data from the client to the server to all the other clients. I think this might have to be the last test because I don't really have any more ideas unless I observe something amazing from this. So let's check for today, but let's check. This is the other clients. Fuck. Okay, but it's like a little bit better, right? It's just flipping around to complete opposite. But I'm not moving. I think it's exact same. What about this? It went the opposite. This is supposed to be the part of the stream where it just magically works. Magic! Magic, I say! Wobble, 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 wobble. I have to put a delay on the adjust height thing, so it's not happening on tick. But make it a timer instead of the tick there. Put on begin play with a timer instead. A lot of this stuff I have to do that for. But for now... So if you're not strafing, here's the thing. If you don't strafe, if you just move around like this, the direction's replicated perfectly fine. The character movement replicates that good stuff. Okay. But as soon as I start using my right mouse button, shit gets a little crazy. So that's too bad for now. It's really, that's like all of the strafing animations are like sideways and flipping back and forth. When looked at by another client. When looked at by the server, everything's hunky-dory. It's a little wobbly, but as you see that, that's how it's supposed to look. And of course the client sees themselves moving, which is also important. That's something you don't always get right away. But, it's like it is working, but it's flipped. The final stretch of the mystery of the horses. Animations. I guess I have to take all animations replicated properly out of the description, eh? Chief. YouTube live name. Iridium Magister. Master Chief. Okay. Chief is Iridium Magister. Magister Chief. Magister Chief. Iridium Magister Chief. To control all the iridium in the world? Or just, like, part of it? So am I done trying to figure this out for Diddy? It's moving too fast. Maybe slower. Wait, what? put the set move right out here. So what else could be? Move right is 0. True. We want it times -1. Because if you're strafing and not moving, oh yeah, that's because when you're moving forward, let's say moving forward, moving right and moving forward, velocity, speed, just do it again, is greater than 0. Well, no, because this is really just for when you're in first person mode or something, like when you're, it was interpreting your velocity as the opposite because you're turning towards that direction. It was for something really finicky. I might just wanna, let me try just bypassing that and just see if it's worth even having. Because I think what it does is it makes, when you're running forward and you're in first person camera and you turn to the right, it was getting your velocity, because since you're now facing to the right but you're running forward, it was actually getting your velocity as running left. So that was the only case that was for. So that might have just been screwing everything up just because of that one little like kind of superficial. So I might be able to put that superficial thing back in if you're basically like in first person camera mode, maybe. Well, no, because then it was, or maybe I can make it like run on client only. That one, no. Because it's really, I mean, it is more accurate. I like it when you're running forward and the horse leans to the right when you're running right. But I don't know. Let's check it out, you know, see if this fixes that other more significant error. Kind of like the sun. Maybe some things are worth just having this way rather than that way. Ragtime. Here we go. Times they are repeating.
In 1902, Father built a house at the crest of the Broadview Avenue Hill in New Rochelle, New York. And it seemed for some years thereafter that all the family's days would be warm.
So I'll show you what it was supposed to cover. See, he's leaning right when I turn left instead of left when I turn right. But I mean, like, this looks fine. So let's see if clients see each other correctly now. Does my volume on my headphones affect that? No, it doesn't.
Father was well
Okay.
off. Very well off.
It's just kind of loud.
His considerable income was derived from the manufacture of fireworks and bunting and other accoutrements of patriotism. Father was also something of an amateur explorer.
The house on the hill in New Rochelle was Mother's domain. She took pleasure in making
It still flipped around.
and often told herself how
Okay, but at least it's
to be so protected and
strafing in the right direction.
Mother's younger brother worked at
Why did it do
Father's
that?
factory. He was a genius at
Why is it
exploring.
facing the wrong way right now?
Also a young man in search of something to believe in. His sister wondered when he would find it.
Still situationally flipping around. But at least it's facing the right way when I turn. I'd call that mostly fixed. It's flipping it around though. My turning animation. That's interesting.
Ladies with parasols,
Fellows with tennis balls.
There were gazebos and
There were no Negroes. Racism. Save and quit. What the heck? Okay. It's satire. I don't think it's more like criticism. Commentary, social commentary.
Harlem, men and women of color forgot their troubles and danced and reveled to the music of Cole House Walker Jr. This was a music that was there, and no one else.
One young woman thought Cole House played just for her.
That's just
Her name was
turning
Sarah.
access.
Booker T. Washington was the most famous Negro in the country. He counseled friendship between the races and spoke of the promise of the future. He had no patience with Negroes who lived less than exemplary lives.
ladies with parasols, fellows with tennis balls. There were no Negroes and there were no immigrants.
Let's see. Turning access. I have it all over.
In Latvia, a man dreamed of a new life for his little girl. It would be a long journey, a terrible one. She would not lose her as he had her mother. His name was Tata. He never spoke of his wife. The little girl was all he had now. Together, they would escape.
Houdini, look, it's Houdini!
Yeah, times -2. -1. Normalize. That's for the rotating and on click thing. So maybe I should have tested if that was the problem.
One immigrant who made an art of escape. He was a headliner in the top vaudeville circuit.
Ich bin die Mutter des großen Houdinis.
He made his mother proud. But for all his achievements, he knew he was only an illusionist. He wanted to believe there was more. Hello, Sonny.
Warn the Duke!
What did you say?
What did you say? It's the Duke Ferdinand, World War II. 1.
Certain men make a country great. They can't help it.
I am like at the edge of my daily limit of trying to figure it outness. But I'm looking at this like, here's turning access getting multiplied by a negative. A cream rises to the top.
Sons of bitches. These
Yeah.
men are the demons who are sucking your very souls dry. I hate them.
Someone should arrest that woman.
The radical anarchist Emma Goldman fought against the ravages of American capitalism as she watched her fellow immigrants' hopes turn to despair on the Lower East Side.
La la, la la, la la, la.
Jesus Christ, every single thing about this is history repeating itself. Every single part.
Nesbit was the most beautiful woman in America. If she wore her hair in curls,
Every woman wore her hair in curls.
Her lover was the eminent architect Stanford White, designer of the Pennsylvania station on 33rd Street.
Oh.
Her husband, the eccentric millionaire Harry K. Thaw, was a violent man!
After her husband shot her lover, Evelyn became the biggest attraction in vaudeville since Tom Thumb.
Some of this is a negative number. Because it's minus.
Goldman knew it was only 1906.
And there were 94 years to go! And there was music playing, catching the nation in its prime. Figure and millionaire, everyone everywhere, moving to the right time.
What? Alright, so this will give me back -1 to, or 0 to 1. So that's why times negative. That doesn't make sense. Oh, this -1. No. Should be times 2 plus 1? Times -2 plus 1? 0 to 1. Times -2 minus 1. But this is just for the clicking rotate anyway. That's gotta be because of this weird number. Let me just test out the click to rotate. The infamous right click to rotate. That works fine on my main character. But I'm on to horses. I wonder if we did a direct comparison of the stuff that I've got done versus Crowfall, Ashes of Creation, and even Camelot Unchained. Camelot Unchained's way ahead. Can't front that. But I wonder if you did a direct comparison of what Marketplace and one jackass with a desktop computer, myself, versus a million corporate boys. What the... I guess I got that backwards. What, corporate agenda versus one jackass boy with a computer? I don't know. Just kidding. I have no verses in me. Except for Nazis. Aww, and advertising. Is this the second track? It's very short. I'm just gonna skip it because, you know. Oh, wait. Nah, that's a little Crime of the Century. I remember that's a boss track. Very boss. So as you see, right click and rotates nicely as a freaking human. Might have to at least go for a short break. I think I can wait for this one character to log in and take a look.
Such a ghostly glow. They're called rag ships.
Rag ships. I should. That's how players should enter the world.
Future customers. My people were also brought here on ships.
It's totally the theme. The frayed lands. Let's see. The New World.
Coming so far. Expecting so much. A salute to the man on the deck of that ship.
See, on client it works great. That is the correct thing. Then whatever that -2 thing, it's just not replicating correctly. Ew. A touch. Oh! I know what it is for that. I think that the replicating of the turning is fixed, but there's that one flipping going on, and I think that's because I might have just forgot. It's the music. I swear it's just the music. No, because that thing I was just telling you about on the animation blueprint. This shit, that needs to be because it's getting it. No, but it's getting from the actor rotation. I wonder if I should like, because it seems to be once I've hit a certain point in my rotation. But this is the difference between velocity and. So I'm not even moving at this point. This is supposed to be from movement direction, so I was wondering if maybe this, if I change that, but I'm not even moving at this point, I'm just turning in place. And if velocity is 0, then set direction to 0. I love this song. Direction isn't used here, but wasn't it? Here. Strafing is using direction, but so this I decided I can keep that there for now. But we're in the turning state, and that's just like taking turning access to. So that has nothing to do with your direction you're facing. So maybe when I'm comparing the freaking root components to capsule, not that. Maybe it does have something to do with this. I know a controller doesn't replicate from one client to another, but then why does it work with the third person blueprint? Maybe we should be looking at this one more often to see what is working right here.
And now, testifying for the defense, Miss Evelyn Nesbitt!
Hello, gentlemen.
There's X and Y and then Z. X, Y, and Z. I can't wait to see the Stormy Daniels. It's much more respectable than this.
Yes, that's right. He put me on a velvet swing and made me wear, well, hardly anything. Ruined at the age of 15, Your Honor. Then I went and married Mr. Harry Thaw, eccentric millionaire. Oh, oh, Harry's a jealous man. Bang, bang. That was the end of Stan. Your Honor, be fair. My Harry went crazy, I swear. Now it's the crime of the century, crime of the century, giving the world a thrill. Harry's in trouble and Stan is in heaven, and Evelyn is in vaudeville. Crime of the century, crime of the century, all for a youthful fling. Fortune, fame, and a ruined day.
This, it's not that. Let me just make sure all of these are getting replicated.
In the front row of the second balcony, he would lean far over the railing, hoping his goddess would notice it. One night he almost fell. Evelyn caught sight of him and smiled. Life was suddenly wonderful and full of delicious possibilities.
Oh, oh, Harry must not be hung.
Let's have that verdict sung.
Your Honor, we find that Harry's not guilty.
My Harry's not guilty.
'Cause Harry is out of his mind, and it's the crime of the century, crime of the century, making the world go weird. Harry's in trouble and Stanley's in heaven,
And Evelyn gets publicity.
the crime of the century, crime of the century, not such an awful thing.
Stanny's killed, but my mother's thrilled. 'Cause now I'm the girl on the...
Now she's the girl on the...
Now I'm the girl on the swing.
I wonder if maybe it's using the animation, but it's rotating towards something incorrectly. So if right mouse button is held down, either way here we're going forward to check if you're jumping or not.
Oh, get Kathleen! What's wrong? Get Kathleen, I tell you. Call the doctor. Is it alive? Oh, please, God, let it be. It's alive. It's a Negro child. It's a newborn baby boy.
So we're here. This is the path we're looking for. So use controller rotation, yeah.
Why in God's name is my husband not
That should
here?
be
I'm such a fool.
right.
Why did I say he was free to go? What am I to do? Where are your instructions, my dear? You left me lists, everything in lists. Well, your little lists aren't very helpful. I fear.
You know what? I'm not multicasting here. Even though I'm not doing it on the pawn, maybe it needs to be done here.
We found her in the cellar of a home on the next block. She's a washwoman there. Her name is Sarah.
Where will you take her?
To the charity ward. Eventually, she will have to stand charges.
What charges?
Well, attempted murder, I should think.
What's going to happen to the baby?
They have places for unfortunates like this.
I will take responsibility for mother and child. Please take.
Maybe this is necessary because of the weird shit that I'm doing. Maybe if this works, maybe I can re-enable the correctly turning when running of the horse. Alright, one more time around the beta test, whatever you want to call this. Hosting freaking game.
What kind of a woman would do what I've done? Open the door to such chaos and pain. You would have gently closed the door and gently turned the key and gently told me not to look for fear what I might see. What kind of woman would that have made
No.
me?
Okay. I thought an advertisement was about to hit right in the middle there. That would be awful.
is America, leben.
What the hell?
I
Oh, that's really weird, huh?
And little one, we're there.
It's like it can face any direction except for forward. It's running sideways, backwards a bit. Yarg. I had to stop testing on this, like, in that one. So this part actually works quite well. Looking the opposite direction, right click. Nope, that one didn't set. You know what? Maybe I can add a tiny bit of movement input just to reorient the controller. Actually, what seems to fix it is if I move forward this way, because that will...
Silhouettes of your favorite celebrity. Evelyn Nesbit. Hey, look,
like,
she's on a vaudeville stage. Harry Houdini, he practically escaped from the page.
If I turn, it's not rotating like... But, you know, if I'm a person here, I have no problem with that. All that stuff. They're both using the character movement component, so...
Dancing or arguing, thousands of silhouettes, thousands of stories to tell. Look at them little ones, such opportunity, right on the corner of Orchard and Rivington. We'll make our silhouettes think how they'll sell. We'll join the
but now from a
parade
horse.
of Americans all doing well.
I'm J.P. Morgan, my friends, the wealthiest man on this earth. You immigrants, look up to me, and you'll see what money is worth. One day your immigrant sweat might get you the whole U.S.
If I can just do an add movement impulse, like a little bit. Maybe the horse just always wants to move forward a little bit. So if I just cheat a little bit, basically by saying on our little path here, if we just copy what happens on add forward events, movement input of this world direction. Let's just cheat it. So right there. So I'm a horse character. Go to sleep. Take care of him. I'm about to fix it though. You're gonna miss the good part. Movement input. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of movement input here. Just to nudge the character in that direction. So the horse is always kind of moving forward.
Look at my daughter, God. Why have you brought us here? How can I feed her, or clothe, or protect her here? Where's the America we were supposed to get? Was it a silhouette? Hey, mister, here in America, anything you want you can do. Sucker, step up.
Let me just see if that works and I'll figure out a way to stop it.
Come see the artist, big shot, oh yes, red, white and blue, hooray and God bless. I must success, I must success.
That should only be happening if you're turning, actually, so maybe that would be fine. If you're not holding down the right mouse button, that won't be firing. So it's sort of just like if you're strafing, it's moving thing. Moving forward a little bit. So let's see how it behaves, first of all, on the server. So, yep, not moving. If I put right mouse button, he starts moving forward, as if I was auto running. But if I do right and left, it auto runs. So just one right. I can move around like this and go backwards to the right. Just makes you move sideways because, I should say, is backwards held down. Ooh, I'm doing a little horsey dance now. Oh, come on. Come on, that was the perfect time to do my little horse dance. Oh, I hate you, YouTube.
Not your music.
I'm just kidding, I don't hate you.
Listen anywhere, anytime.
Here it is. Horse dance. Alright, let's check it out. So at one point I need to put a filter on the jump to make it so you have like no air control over it. Air control, so you always jump forward, you can't stop in midair. And also that you have to be moving at a current speed. That's easy. But it's something I want to do, just to make the jumping feel more realistic as the horse. It's kind of important.
But Cold House had a broken heart.
Aww.
The good Lord looked down.
Yep.
Saw me lonely and loveless. Thought to himself, enough is enough. I'm putting Sarah in Cold House's life.
Still gonna have to look at it from a second client here.
This wasn't a woman. This was an angel. A gift of God. Cold House loved this woman, but not wisely. Not too well. She left me without a word or a trace. There was no pity for me.
None whatsoever, Cold House.
Oh no. The server is moving forward.
Is haunting me just like a melody. The only song I sing.
Oh no.
Sarah, my life has changed. Sarah, I miss you so.
It's happening on all of them. What the Sam hell? Okay, let me just get someone see me here. Oh my god, it's because the mouse clicks carry over.
A miracle happened. I found out where she is.
I like to put
She takes me back.
I've tested this condition though. What causes, like, why the characters are always rotating towards each other.
Don't miss the most exciting cast on Broadway in the 50th anniversary production of the landmark play, The Boys in the Band. 15 weeks only. Get tickets today.
Sort of not facing the right direction.
Ready, rag.
Gotta do it in front of her. Okay. What the fuck? That was better. Alright, mixing this.
Not yet. Think of what a better man she'll see when Mr. Henry Ford puts me at the wheel of a Model
T.
T.
Damn lag. So, Ixnay on the Isthay.
in motion. Well, that's the notion of every Ford.
So maybe instead I can just... This is being run on client anyway? This is just... So I can just...
To pull one cord, car keeps moving in one direction. Speed up the belt, Sam.
Maybe this will just multicast through the rotation. Aladdin movie? Yeah, that element of just like all these people. Yeah, and like that sounds like Robin Williams. Totally. It's this is Ford at the Ford factory. This is the Ford factory song. Gotta listen to this.
People who ain't too clever can learn to tighten and not forever. Attach one pedal or pull one lever.
That good old factory corporate production. Each man gets a lever.
Grab your goggles.
Thanks for pointing out, bringing attention to this wonderful song. General Ford. No, not General Ford. Is it General Ford? General Ford Motors? I'm not so sure.
Mister, please, where is this?
You're in New Rochelle. You can take the rope offer. This ain't the city.
Mother.
That's how it's supposed to look. Just so you know.
I see. He's afraid of losing her. Immigrants are terrified of losing their children. So are we, but just not so conspicuously. Don't stare. It's not polite to stare.
He's a rude little boy. Ignore him. People of good breeding do not stare at other people. They acknowledge them politely.
I knew someone who worked for the Ford factory. Her dad did. I dated her actually. And her dad got transplanted to like across the country because of the job. This factory, we had a Ford factory near us, and it closed. So yeah, thanks Ford. That was my like first like. I mean, I can't say first girlfriend, but first like thing. That, just you know what I mean. And it's just like, gee, thanks, Ford. Personally, it aggrieved me.
Edgar. My name is Edgar. We're off to visit our fireworks factory. What is your name?
No name.
That's impossible. Everyone has a name. Even the little Negro baby who lives in our attic. Shh.
Do not be rude. He talks.
I never knew anyone who stayed on a rope like a puppy dog. What does it feel like?
Safe. He also stares.
Safe.
You think he'd never seen someone from New York City.
Everyone's safe in New Rochelle.
That's children, isn't it?
Safe?
Isn't it?
Yes.
Or is another surprise, isn't it?
Boston Post Road Trolley. Boston.
Well.
It seems if I move, it has difficulty attaching. Damn. She had to remove her job or whatever. Oh, hey. Hey. Damn, I spoke too soon.
We know those people.
Oh no, it did kind of work. It just maybe just caught up.
Then we're going to know them.
Who put such thoughts in your head?
What? It's like it is turning, but it's not turning fast enough. Did you see that?
Leave the
It's
app.
like it's turning.
Not your music. Listen anywhere, anytime. Listen to it all ad-free. All your music, no interruptions.
Oh, I let go and it caught
YouTube
up.
Red. Start your free trial.
Oh, it caught up. This is interesting. What if I turn right? It's like not catching that part of the circle. It's like interping around. Oh, that is weird. You see that? Because of the -90 thing on the mesh, I bet it's flipping around somehow. But you see it now? It's like I can't look that way in multicast. It's like interping between there. I move a little bit this way. It's clamping this somehow until I let go. When I'm holding down right mouse button, my... What the fuck? What is happening here? When I hold down right mouse button, the direction is like clamped. It's interping between those extremes. It's very consistent. It's that 90 degrees that I'm off by. I bet you if I take the mesh 90 degree off thing, that'll stop happening. So I have to figure out how to accommodate for that, because I don't, as far as I know, nothing else is using the mesh rotation to compare to. So like, what? So if I take this off, everything else will be messed up about the direction. I mean, look, if I have to go through and rotate every mesh, there's probably only like less than 20 meshes involved with this horse kit that I have to go in, export, rotate, and re-import. So if that's what's really causing all of this, that's fine. But that's not a problem on the third person characters, so don't know. You do have this problem with your characters. Maybe I fixed it on my character somehow, and I don't know how, and I just haven't done it on this one yet in order to replicate the rotation jazz. So yeah, see, now it's rotated the wrong way, but we'll see the horses smoothly go. I tried once and it was just like, let's see. Vanilla soundtrack, here we go. I'll just leave all this stuff on, whatever tracks it is. That is not even... What is all this? I've never played any of these things. Storm one. Turn now sense. I never really played that much. I played Organ World a lot. That's just, yeah, logging in. Bluff is nice. It's at the city. I want the starting area music. So that would be not taverns. Tavern battle. There we go. That's what we want. Yes. Perfect. So it's gonna be sideways, but we should be able to see each other rotating. Oh, it did the snap thing. Okay, it is not that. it's something else. Huh. Well, that's actually kind of good to know, because that means I don't have to go through and change 20 meshes base rotation. And that means I can... So, like... Is that helping, though? Like, what I'm doing there? Let's try skipping this and see if it behaves the same, if it's just something that I just noticed now. That's what's happening. When you have a weapon equipped on the client, it does that when you turn your character. So the whole character, like, can't look in a certain direction? And what, is it only from client to client? Or is it, like... Is it... Because that's my situation, is that it's replication from client to other clients. It's like... somehow not getting the full range in there. At least now the horse is facing the right way. I'm in the barrens! So... Oh, okay. It just hadn't loaded the mesh yet. Sure. Okay. Boop. Okay. Okay, it's the same thing. Seems it's clamped by 180 here. As soon as I stop rotating it, it adjusts to that point. But if I'm doing this turn, it's only going between there. Again, only from client to other clients. If we look at it on the server, is good. So is yours doing it in different network conditions, or is it... This is perfect on the server. Fine. but somehow getting any of that to the client, to the other client, I think I'm just starting to understand this. At least we see that it's like clamps. We can see the server and the client interpretation at the same time. In the middle there, the server sees, and on the right, the client that owns it sees full 360 turning. But replicated, it's it's clamping it to like 180 degrees. And whenever I stop, it goes to the correct one, where it really should be, whenever I stop moving. Which is weird. So if I rotate this way and then if I rotate over here and just stop moving, it actually has me backwards, right? Yeah, it actually has me backwards. Okay. So if I rotate the way I can face and stop moving, it puts me where I'm supposed to be. I think I should have the debugger open. Let's just look at that. Why is there like horse characters and horse character ones? Oh, it's 2 horses, 3 clients. Right, okay, so running the same on all of them. It's going the way we would expect it to. What is this, like, trying to run code on... I know it's like... Oh, interesting. It shouldn't be... I think it should be a like something that sort of a gate or do once to bypass it if you're already. I wonder if, or if it's just measuring. It's hard to like see the debugging and what's actually happening. Oh, great. Alright. Alright, I gotta go. But this is gonna be just... Let's see this. I think that's only firing because it's the wrong horse. this is the one. I don't think it's... Let's just do... See if there's some reason this thing is getting clamped when multicast. Maybe I'm passed through the wrong variable on one of these. Rotator. Let me see. Is movement replicate on the horse? Yeah. Yeah. But it's on the client, it's working fine. It's on other clients that it's not. Other clients to the one client. Other clients see the server fine, but other clients see each other like that. This is terrible music to be playing for this cursed land, desert. Let's see, forest, enchanted forest. So about input turn set tools can't open that up. The cat's a little clumsy. Come on. I don't need set actor rotation. This is for the set rotation though, that's fine. Let me see this one. Jesus Christ. Controller, yeah, input. Event tick on authority. If it's locally controlled, get the control rotation. Multicast, apply rotation. Target is replicate settle on the calling this subtracting so doesn't feel a lag. Make sure we only call this from a character that is actually controlled. That's the rotation of the controller to the server. Get control rotation, set actor rotation. Maybe just that part. Maybe I can just steal that part right there. So on the horse. This thing. Maybe it should be control? Yeah, cause freaking when you are holding down right mouse button, it should be using control rotation, yaw, and not orient rotation and movement. So yeah, the active rotation should equal the control rotation. Use controller rotation, yaw. So let's try that. Why is this down here? Sorry, I picked bad music. It's not. I love the music from WoW too. It's just the soundtrack itself is organized like really randomly. Like, where's all the great, beautiful, like, is this what I just listened to? I feel like that should be. These are all vaguely titled, but there's a good one. Yeah. That's what you're talking about. Right? It's just like beautiful melodies that are really gracious and quiet in the background, like, but not like too backgroundy. It's like it really has a grip on the melody. Like you're with the melody. It's just slow enough for you to feel tranquil. And if you hear it a million times, you remember the melodic pattern. So it's like, oh, that's very nice. It's perfect kind of music to be chilling for hours on end, grinding away in the same area. But I remember sometimes it would feel a little bit dreary from just being too much of that slow pace for too many hours. But that's just maybe the wear and tear of playing that game for many hours. That my young body did not yet recognize with such peril. Which means I need to stop. But this is the last test. I don't even remember what exactly I'm checking, as far as what I fixed or whatever. As usual, server to client to server is fine. Oh, I did that. Yeah, that control rotation to active rotation thing. So maybe it's adding a controller input. Maybe I need to do a branch on that for the... No, because I am using... I don't know, it's just... I mean, maybe this will do it. I don't know, it's just doing that one untick, sort of. Alright. Yep, got that one, this one. Yep, snapped. That's so weird. At least we know, like, we can identify it directly. It's really weird, but we can see it. Yeah, this is my favorite track for sure. This is what I was looking for. Plains Night. This is the thunder. This is like starting as a Tauren and playing at nighttime. So we can identify it. I'm logging off for the sake of my sanity and my back, even though I feel like doing it more. I'm gonna let my brain rest, and somewhere deep in the recesses I'll be like, I know why it's clamping to 180 and not 360, and I'll come back tomorrow and tell you. But until then, I have no clue. Thanks for chilling, and see you next time. Dun dun. I can't sing that loud. Peace.